gentlemen, welcome back. Another day, another space. Today, we are going to talk about everything that's happening across the market. You know, we're looking right now as Bitcoin is starting to squeeze higher, as ETH is starting to squeeze higher. Everything right now is looking good. And, you know, if you have attended these spaces in the past, especially the ones where, you know, we talk about trading, whatever else, like something is happening specific spaces, you know that these spaces are always bullish. So we're going to manifest something great right now. I still think that, you know, we've got tomorrow to wait until the God candle. I really don't see it fully taking off now, but I mean, hey, I wouldn't be mad about it, right? But I mean, we're watching some fun price action, especially after yesterday. There were a lot of people shaken out with those moves to the lows. And yeah, you know, it's pretty vindicating though, seeing this run back up to the highs from there. And yeah, I mean, it's been a good day. So if you want to come up on stage, talk about whatever, feel free to request. I will bring you guys up here in a bit. I'm going to start off by kicking it over to my man, Smokey. Smokey, how are you doing today, sir?
I am good. Thanks for pulling me up, man. Yeah, dude, I've been getting so bullish just watching all the things that you're posting about. It's very exciting for someone like me who's trying to work in the space as the market is uptrending. And yeah, I'm just trying to do all I can to build up a skill set to provide some services in the space. So having these type of bullish indicators is very exciting for someone like me.
Love to hear it, man. Well, you know, appreciate you being up here. Now is the time to hustle. Now is the time to, you know, put in that grind, because you know that, like, one of the cool things about the bear market is while everything's cool, you have the opportunity to kind of sharpen yourself, build that skill set. During the bull market, it is all gas, no brakes, man, right? Like, you're not getting as much sleep, you know, but every single hour of work that you put in during this period right now, and I don't want to fully call it a bull market. I think it's a mini bull market, right? Like, I'm not looking for a run to new all-time highs or anything, but I think that we're going to get a lot of bullish price action. And during those type of impulse moves with that type of momentum, I'm sure you've noticed it already, the effect of the work that you put in is exponential. The more work that you do right now, the more it escalates, the more it's seen, and you know, the more people notice you. So if you are trying to build a brand, if you have putting in that hustle, again, you know, like, I think the people that are here right now are the ones that already have been here through the bear market. You have the opportunity to be able to take advantage of this rush and this wave of new people that are coming back, that are going to be interested in the market, that haven't been here for a long time. So I'm curious, have you seen an uptick on your side of things right now recently?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen, you know, my spaces have started to get a lot larger, and there seems to be more people coming in. I've also seen, at least, like, you know, on the NFT side, people are like, they're exploring other blockchains, which I find to be a very bullish indicator, because that's what I was doing in the bull market, right? I was going around, I was looking at for all these different opportunities, and it seems like people are in that exploratory mode now, which I think is very bullish, because there could be other opportunities in other places.
Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. I'm going to kick it over now to Chef. Chef, you made it to one of the spaces, man. I'm proud of you. Good to have you up
Hey,
here,
man.
sir. Welcome to one of these for the first time. How are you doing today?
Good, brother. Good. Listen, I tell you, I'm going to make some spaces, and that means I'm going to make some spaces. I'm a man of my word. Just took my lunch break at the day job and seen this pop up, so figured I should hop in for a little bit while I got a little bit of a break. So, yeah, man, happy to be here.
Hey, glad to have you, man. I'm going to kick it over. We got somebody else new on stage. I see rocking a Utes. I see street cred through threads. So we got
Yo,
the
yo,
Fuego
yo.
runner.
Do you like that? It's a vibe. I came up with it myself.
So what type
But
of threads do you write, man? What's your content? What's your
dude, honestly, kind of like Smokey, where I'm using the opportunity right now where I feel like we're you know, prior to this last couple months, I feel like we're really entering kind of a bear market, and I just want to take advantage of the time to just kind of, I think, build a reputation. I think Web3 is all about kind of just building your own brand, and I think a lot of opportunities beyond NFTs can be made on Twitter, just like connections and networking. And so when it comes to content, it's honestly just whatever I like. I don't really try to tailor it to anybody but me. If it gets likes, it gets likes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I think I'm just proud of what I like to write, and I think that's the best way that you kind of build an audience that kind of rocks with you. And I think that's just my whole ethos is just, I'm going to do the things that I like. And if people like it, that's awesome.
Love to hear it, man. I think that's, something a lot of people struggle with in this space is that they look for all these things that other people do and they try to copy them as far as their content and their approach for what they're putting out there. And while doing that, they lose sight of themselves, right? Like nobody wants a second best of somebody else. People want authenticity. So, I think that's one of the things that you got to stick to, whether, you're a trader, whether you are an investor, whether you're into NFTs or, you're out there degen leverage trading, like whatever your style is, you have to stick to yourself. And, like it's people notice, right? People can tell who's fake and who's not here. Chef, you've got your hand up. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on something that you said a minute ago about seeing a lot more people kind of peeking their head out of the cave, out of the bear market cave. It looks like people are done hibernating and coming out a little bit more, because it used to be so I do a spaces at 6 a.m. Pacific time a couple days a week, and what it used to be like, even as recent as like 2 weeks ago, you would see maybe one, maybe two spaces going on at the same time. And Tuesday morning, the last time I did it, there was 17 other spaces going on at the same time. So needless to say, we have a few people that have kind of come out of the woodworks, and it looks like a lot of people are excited and ready to talk about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, there really are. Dude, I've even noticed that too, just the uptick. It's kind of crazy to me how much growth there's been in the spaces sector just over the course of the past 6 months, considering the price action with everything. I can't even imagine what it's going to look like. Everybody's going to be competing for attention here in the next couple of years. So, again, it goes back to, or not next couple of years, but realistically, 2024, 2025 is when I think we get a massive uptick as far as the market. I mean, hey, like we're going to have fun this year. Don't get me wrong. 2024 and 2025, though, is where the real fun happens. So, yeah, right now is all about sharpening that skill set, continuing to, create and build that audience, because it's tough, right? Like there are a lot of people that are coming back and showing interest because they're just showing confidence in the market for the first time. I'm curious, real quick. So, are any of y'all up on stage right now native traders, or are you guys primarily just, NFT investors?
Investor for me. I'm still learning TA. Like just started to learn some trading skills. Shout out. I'm so Chris has some really good educational stuff on that. So I'm just starting to learn the trading aspect of it. Got in for strictly for the NFT purpose.
I've been both. I've traded around with DeFi, and I was messing around with coins back in the day in like 2016, 2017, but not too much back then. But yeah, I like to, and I got like kind of stuck on NFTs for the past year, but I'm getting back into DeFi because seems like there's some stuff going on, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I kind of like Smokey. I started with DeFi and then kind of bowed out for a little while, and I think the fun pictures just kind of drew me back in. So,
Collateral, what about yourself, man? Welcome back. It's been a long time.
Yeah, man. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for giving me a chance to talk here, man. Appreciate it. And secondly, I really like your bars pattern, using the bars pattern indicator on TradingView, man. It's incredible. I learned a lot from your bars pattern indicator.
Oh, the magic lines.
But they are
Um,
really magic, man.
yeah, man,
Believe
they're like
me.
it's kind of crazy right now how accurate this 2019 fractal breakout has
Yeah,
been.
man.
Like all the way from the base through now. I'll post it up here in just a
Yeah,
second, but it has been wildly, insanely accurate, like down to everything right now. Again, you know, like I'm looking at the BTC chart, it's pausing a little bit at these high 23s, which is kind of what I expected, right? Like I think even right now we're going to grind in this like above 23K range up to about 23.5, and I really think tomorrow is where things get the full lift off. We get that God candle that we've been waiting for, and it is going to be glorious, man. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, sometime in the next few days, I
more,
really,
more.
like it is. I'm excited about it, man. I've been waiting for
It could
this
happen in
for the
15
past
minutes, man.
year.
It can
What's
happen.
that?
It can happen in 30 minutes that you are talking. We are just trying to break the range now on Bitcoin. I would like to talk more about technical analysis of Bitcoin right now, if it is possible. Now,
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, we can talk about anything. I'm down to go through literally anything going on in the market. TA on Bitcoin, which I mean, the TA on Bitcoin, really all you need to know is like up only at this point.
yes. So, are you planning to taking some profits right now?
No, heck no.
No.
Like it's only Bitcoin's only $23,000, man. Only
Oh,
$23 thousand
yeah, but
dollars
I'm
for
more
one
talking
Bitcoin.
about
There's
leverage
no
trading.
way in hell that I'm taking any profit at 23K. That's absolutely insane. You know, like I could see maybe why people might in the 28, 30K range. I get that. Like that's a heavy resistance area, but like
By the way, keep an
I
eye
still
on.
see
I'm
this
sorry.
run going up to 40K. So
40K?
I really wouldn't consider it anywhere down in
Wow.
this. Like we're not even really out of the base range yet.
I'm more of scalp trader, with a high leverage. I mean, 20 or 30x with high leverage. So I'm taking aggressive profits. Um, Now I think it's like a good place to take some profits. Not all of them, but I'm taking profits from my longs and keeping an eye on Solana. My aim is 28 in
Well,
8 hours or 12 hours. I'm waiting
I'm sure
for.
the Utes and Solana or the Utes and the Gods people up on stage love to hear that also. Dude, honestly though, let me look at Soul. Like I need to take a look and see. Let's see where Soul.
Can you look? It's low time frame right now. We have break the trend now. We have been chilling on a parallel channel downtrend. Now we have break it. I'm not telling to long it right now, but I'm long
Dude, I
from
think
like
Soul to 40.
22.
Like
40?
I'm just gonna
Wow.
shoot for the hip, Soul to 40. Smokey, what's up, man?
Yeah, I think one bullish indicator that I look for that shows me we could be going into a little mini bull run is seeing a lot of these shill fluencers come out of the woodwork, and people that you haven't seen for months, just all of a sudden here they are, 110,000 followers getting 20 likes on their posts because they've been gone throughout the whole bear market. No, but seriously though, it is there are a lot of scammers that come out when there is liquidity in the market. So definitely stay safe out there because in the bear it's a lot easier to kind of wade through the market and protect yourself. But yeah, there's definitely going to be scammers coming out of the woodwork for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, that is something that happens every single bull market, every single time there's any hint of bullish price action. And you got to be careful if you're in the crowd, right? Like, there are a lot of people that are out there that just aren't. And I understand, all because somebody has a large amount of followers doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. I mean, look at myself, right? Like, I'm the perfect example of that. And I'm just messing around. I mean, kind of, but I'm definitely not perfect. But yeah, like there are a lot of people that'll come in because it's pretty dang cheap if you think about it. I think that people can go and they can buy some of these accounts for a pretty affordable price. And in doing that, they're buying themselves legitimacy, right? Like it's fake legitimacy, but it's an age old thing. It's not just Twitter that people do this on. There are influencers that do it on every single app that's out there. So you just have to be able to decipher who's real and who's not. And there are a lot of people that I think drop some real quality content that just don't have a lot of followers yet. You know, they're like, I love having those gems with the low follower accounts that I can follow. And, you know, honestly, there's a bunch of alpha that I get from them. Then, you know, some of the time, like whenever you quote unquote make it, like you get at a certain point, you just feel too content with where you are. So it's, I don't know, man. Yeah, but it's a good point. There are a lot of grifters coming back into the space. Be careful of it.
By the way, Khalil, can I ask you something?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What do you think about the Tesla's report? How do you comment about
Bro,
it?
I won't
Like,
even lie. I didn't see the Tesla report, but I'm assuming
they
bullish.
sold
I'm
some
looking at it
Bitcoin.
right
Yeah, me
now.
too.
It's
I
kind
met
of flat.
like
We're
rumors
So,
tell the
and
news.
even if you told me the numbers collateral, I won't lie, I would not be able to process. Well, here's it. Like, I think
No. The
I'm
only
looking at
thing
the general, you know, S&P 500, you know, NASDAQ charts right now. I think both of them are about to squeeze higher. So inherently, I would assume that Tesla squeezes higher with it, right? Like Tesla, I'm sure is going to be a big part of that
no. I
catalyst just from
mean,
the
I
TA
mean,
perspective.
what is your comment on Tesla selling Bitcoin? I think it's like bullish. It seems like bearish, but as I know, market likes to trick people, and people will think that, oh, Tesla sold some Bitcoin, so we should sell. And I think that's gonna pump Bitcoin right now,
But
which is pumping.
didn't it say Q4 they didn't sell any Bitcoin? Like that's the report that came out, right? What report are you talking about?
Didn't they sell? I read it as they sold some Bitcoin.
I was just
Nah, I read it
Yeah.
as they didn't
they
need.
didn't sell any.
Okay, then the news that I'm looking is wrong. Sorry about it.
Probably following one of those shillfluencers, man.
No, it's like a
That's
no, it's like not a Schiller platform. You know, I think all the news were true in that platform. This is the first news that is wrong. I don't know.
I don't know either. You know, hey, we've got another new face, actually a couple new faces up on stage. I'm going to start off with Grove Street. Bro, I don't know, like, Smokey, you brought all these Utes and the gods people up here. I love it, though. Like, I love having new faces in my spaces, keeping it fresh. So, Grove Street, welcome up. Your profile says growth guy. That's it, just growth guy. The stage is yours. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Good. Dude, just chilling, watching this fucking Aptos pump like crazy. I don't really have any skin in the game, but yeah, man. It's been a while to talk to those guys over there today. Yeah, all those NFT projects are all fucking geeks. It's funny. I still don't understand how it's fully diluted value so high. It makes no sense, but I think Sam's in Palo Alto trying to make it all back in one trade.
Bro, he probably is gay. Like, you know that he's got his hand on some type of capital right now, and it's just max leverage log on the system trying to pump this shit up to make it all back.
Oh, he's doing something sketchy right now. You know it.
There's no way around it. You know, here's the irony of that whole situation, though. Speaking of the FTX thing, and I said this back during it, I really think that had nothing happened for one more week, I don't think they would have collapsed. Like, because if you look at the timing of when it happened a few days before equities had their most bullish day since COVID, you know, the COVID bounce in 2020 on that CPI print. And I really think Bitcoin and a bunch of these other alts would have continued higher with that. We'd already be in the price range that we're at right now back then. And I think with that, you know, there'd be enough confidence restoring to the market that, you know, the shakiness as far as their stability wouldn't necessarily be there quite as bad as it is right. And I think they might have had a chance to actually, you know, not. But the only issue with that is I think at the end of the day, it's still a blessing in disguise, because who knows if they had that habit, even if the market rose to a point to where they were solvent and they were able to pay everybody back and they had everything, you know, all the reserves that they needed. Who knows with those same habits if they would have overextended themselves again, and it could have been worse down the road. But still, it is kind of funny. I think they were like Sam with the leverage side of it was so damn close to making it out of the bottom, and instead he and the FTX crew are the bottom wick.
You know, the conspiracy theory is that Binance had a big hand in you know, spreading the news to make that happen. Do you think that that was purposeful, that they timed that out?
Bro, I definitely think it was purposeful that, part of it was timed out. There's no way that it's not purposeful. You're in exchange wars for customers' attention and trust, but I don't think that they thought that it would completely collapse FTX. I really don't think that they thought that. I think that they thought it might hurt them, shake them, bring a few customers over. But I really don't think that they had a full idea of exactly how bad the situation was on the balance sheet.
Yeah, it's pretty funny to think about. They're like, oh, this will probably just like maybe shake things up a little bit. We're just gonna, poke this, and then it just like crumbled, and there's a huge avalanche. They're like, oh no, what
Can
have
we
we done?
talk about how Sam had like this like Balco for Adderall? He had like custom like fucking transdermal patches that he would like make from a chemist.
Oh, and then I mean the fact that, yeah, like if you looked at videos of Sam from back in say 2019, I saw some interviews with him. He looked and sounded like a completely different human being. I mean, there was a spark of joy in his eyes. I think he actually believed in everything that they were talking about. He was excited. He wasn't twitchy. He was responsive, paid attention. Something just, I don't know when it happened, but yeah, man, stay away from drugs. Bog, what you got?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I don't really buy meme like merch and stuff, but the FTX risk department shirt is like hilarious. I think that's gonna live on. So I have that, but yeah, that maybe that was a sign. Like when he started like gaining all that weight and just like looking like whatever he was like mainlining, like he was probably, it looked like he was like, you know, probably mixing that in with some butter or something. Like he was just cutting some butter into that Adderall, because I don't know how you can gain all that weight too if you're on that many stems. But
Oh, has anybody heard the stories of the FTX cafeteria? They're spending like 200 grand a day on like lobsters. I heard it was like unbelievable. It was just like 5-star everything.
Yeah, I believe it.
I heard that they had to have, like, everybody was so messed up from the amphetamines. They had to have like some liquid drink. It was like some soy liquid drink, because people couldn't digest real food by that point. Like so many of like the people that were just on amphetamines.
Oh my god.
Bro, how do you think they feel right now watching this? So say Sam doesn't have his hand on any sideline capital and he's not 100x leverage long because he really is completely broken, has no, hidden stash or anything that anybody's letting him trade right now. What do you think they're feeling as they're watching the market just rip higher?
I mean, I think they realized they were at the bottom, right? Like with all the forced selling and stuff. Like they're not that stupid. Like someone has to be the sacrificial lamb. I mean, obviously, all the people that are trading on the exchange, it's RIP, but they definitely they bottom ticked it. Like that was it, man.
I think they
Yo.
felt like Matt Ryan looking at Tom Brady celebrating that Super Bowl win when they were up like 20 points at halftime. That's definitely the feeling that they're feeling right now.
We break the range.
Yeah, bro. I mean, we're sitting here ripping right now. Bitcoin's ripping 23,650. Hey, what did I say coming into the space though? Whenever I first kicked it off, actually, if you look at when this space started, it has been up only since the space started.
Dude,
this last year, man. I remember
that
when
guy,
you open a space, we pump.
That guy that we were talking to last night, Kalea, we probably should have talked him out of closing his 100x long when he's asking you to pray for the price to go up.
Dude, he would have been wrecked if he had 100x long. I guarantee you, he would have been wrecked because there were some dips beneath that level. So
yeah,
like if he was in like a 10x long, he would have survived, right? Like, but you could tell by the way he was talking that he wasn't only in a 10x.
Dude, that was honestly so funny. He just comes out, like, if you guys were in the space, like, some guy just, like, we were just hanging out, and he's like, "Hey, Clay, can you, like, do those Bitcoin prayers that you used to do?" And I'm just like, "What?" Like, and I was, like, looking at the prize. I'm like, this guy is, like, probably, like, Sam right now, just keeled over, and is, like, on his, like, freaking Herman Miller chair, and he's just like, "Oh, my God, like, what did I get myself into?" Like, dude, you gotta reel it back, man, on the leverage and just chill out.
Dude, I bottom ticked whenever the whole Ukraine thing happened with like a little too much leverage and got like liquidated in like 40 fucking minutes. I was like, all right, well, that was fun.
Dude, I mean, if you've traded for long enough, I know I can look on many charts and see where I have either top ticked it or bottom ticked it, and not, more times than not, it wasn't the good type of bottom tick or top tick. I'm not even like, there are definitely some alts though where I am a wick at either the bottom or the top somewhere that I can look at, like, where I was either stopped out or, occasionally, hey, it was a good close. There were some where it was just like a rage sell. Like, I mean, there's so many stories on so many charts that I could go through, especially back in 21, man. I mean, there was some crazy shit that happened back then. But
What,
yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Dude, 21 was insane. Solana was just going 40% a day. Jeez, yeah. And then and then AVAX did it like the next week, and then Luna did it the next week. It was just like rotated. How do you think Aptos goes?
I was about to ask that,
Bro,
too.
I think that Aptos is like too frothy right now. Honestly, I'm looking back. You can look at the alt charts right now. Everything's going to sell off into Bitcoin strength. I think Aptos, like, I don't know. I think everything right now as Bitcoin rips higher, like if we get this God candle type of move, around a 30K or so, I think in that strength, you're going to just see alt pairs dumping left and right. That doesn't mean the USD price of them goes down, right? Like the USD price of these probably still trickle up, but the relative strength to Bitcoin is, like Bitcoin's going to just be this black hole of liquidity.
Dude, I'm going to give a 5 IQ take on it, and I see too many people on the feed talking about it being with, oh, I can't wait to short it. I can't wait to short it. I mean, I just think it goes a little bit higher just because everyone is still like looking and probably like degen shorting right now and getting wrecked. And that's why, it's just, they're getting stopped out and it's going higher. So, I mean, you kind of, if you want to short Aptos, like you probably want to wait till it actually does break down, and not short into the momentum. Like that's not you don't want to, it's like the people that try to catch a bottom. It's like, you don't want to try, like shorting the top. Like, you know what I mean? That's not the smartest way to go about it.
I totally agree with that, by the way. Like, this pump is like because of the short liquidity, in my opinion. Like the whole pump from 19K.
Dude, I'm looking at the chart right now. Maybe we are just going to get the God candle right now. I mean, maybe it has started.
That's what I was saying in the
Have you ever
beginning.
had a God
We
candle
are
during a
going
space?
I'm still
25K.
waiting
Do you
until
remember?
tomorrow. Like, I still don't, but
30 minutes,
I still
45
think it
minutes.
chops a little bit, then sends. But I mean, hey, maybe it does I mean, one way or the other, we're freaking sending, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening. There's nothing that you can do to stop it. I mean, biggest bull trap ever. Biggest bull trap I have ever seen in my life.
25,211, guys. Take note. 25,211 is coming right now in 30 minutes.
25,211 in 30 minutes. That's extremely specific. It's bold.
Do you remember the short that I gave on your live?
Hey, you did. You gave a short that freaking nailed it. But you know what I'm going to
Like
say?
10 or
If 25,211
15%.
comes, it's going straight to 30.
Okay, I think if we break 25K, we are going to 26, not 30 before 2026. We have to
30K before 25K. It's going to go to 30K.
No. I mean, we have
then,
to.
like, just trust me, the math works.
I don't know, like, how you don't consider the 618 Fibonacci on the higher time frame.
Dude, fuck the fib.
Man, like the fibs and the parallel channels are most important things in the technical analysis, in my opinion, and in my experience. Like simplicity is the best, and these are the simplest tools that you can use to make money, in my opinion. Just parallel channels and Fibonacci levels. And not all the Fibonacci levels, you know. I only use 3 levels, 618, 66, 705. The other 2 levels is to hunt stops. Because like all the bots are.
Well, you know what? I'm here. I'm here for that 30-minute prediction, one way or the other. I would freaking love to see that. So
you remember, I told in
please,
the beginning,
please,
45
collateral,
minutes.
send it.
I will send it. Don't worry. Because like we don't have any swing failure pattern. We break the channel with high volume. I'm talking about low time frame analysis, guys, and I don't see any stops here. Like people are gonna short it and put their stops on the weeks, and as they continue doing this, we are gonna pump. And I don't see anything till 25 and 26K, in my opinion.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm having fun. We've got another speaker up here who I don't think I've had. Actually, a couple speakers that I haven't had the chance to give speak yet. I'm going to kick it over to Secrets. Secrets, bio says Bored Ape Yacht Club, NFT community builder. How is it going today, Secrets? What is going on, man? All right, we'll come back to you. You know, like, you might be able to rug us as far as the voice, but the market is not going to rug us.
Dude, your spaces have been taken over by NFT motherfuckers, man. Like looking at the crowd, it's actually kind of crazy.
It really have been like
it's like wild, like transition. Like where is everyone, or has everyone have been slowly transitioning into PFPs?
No. Here's the deal: you cultivate an audience, Bogfather, and the audience that you work with and grind with, like, is what you get. I mean, I love having NFT guys up here talking about even the price action better than I like having a lot of traders, because, dude, a lot of the time when you get some traders up here talking through shit, everybody's like, it's just way more toxic. NFT people just go with the vibe. There's nobody there to tell me that, oh man, that's absolutely stupid. And even if it is, so I probably need some other people here to keep me in check a little bit more, but this is more fun. Smokey, what's up, man?
I love it. Yeah. I actually put on notifications for you just so that I could get into these impromptu spaces, since you kind of just said that you do them at super random times. So I'm glad I did. But yeah, I mean, I think I could probably speak for a lot of NFT degen traders that we pretty much just operate off of greed and fear, and I think that's a pretty good trading strategy. When you're afraid, sell, and when you're feeling greedy, hold on. And yeah, it's been working out for me so far. So yeah.
Yo, I mean, sometimes it's that simple though, right? If anything, I think a lot of the time NFT traders, without having to look at the charts or anything else and just going based on that sentiment, I think a lot of the time, by taking out the other part of the equation, you really do, it's the left curve, right curve, bell curve thing. Like, I think it works, and I think it can work really well. Grove Street, what's up, man? All right, never mind. We're going to go to Puck.
Yeah, what's up? Thanks for having me up here. I could have a very potentially stupid question. I don't know much about TA and whatnot, but I was just wondering, like, you had been posting about thinking that ETH might not run up with Bitcoin, or I guess be as strong as Bitcoin. And I was just wondering, like, why do some things kind of run with Bitcoin, and why do things separate from that movement?
Well, to be fair, I don't think anything's going to run with Bitcoin, really, other than maybe some altcoins with pictures. I think that NFTs have the potential to, but as far as like your typical alts, I don't think anything's going to run with it, man. Like, Bitcoin's going to be a black hole of liquidity. Maybe there are one or two, coins out there that kind of defy the odds, and maybe Aptos is that. Who knows? I mean, I think Aptos still sells off into this strength along with everything else, but again, like, dude, this is just what happened in 2019. I fell victim to it because when I first started in this space in 2017-18, I was such an altcoin maxi because that's where all the big gains were. So in 2019, whenever the run started back, alts are where I was focused on. I wanted to put the foot on the gas with the alt market because I was like, man, if Bitcoin's bullish, these are going to be bullish too. And guess what? There would be days where Bitcoin was up 5% and my favorite alt would be down, a couple percent because they would sell off so much into the strength of BTC. So I think that that's, just a signature of the bear market rally. Like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's my PTSD from the last time, but I'm looking at a bunch of these alt charts and there's weakness across the board highlighted by ETH, right? ETH is the king of alts. As ETH goes, the majority of alts go with it. And Chef, I'll see you later, man. Enjoy the rest of your work day. Thanks for coming up. So yeah, man, it's just natural part of how these cycles go. I mean, I don't know, like this is how Bitcoin is the king. Whether people give it credit or not, Bitcoin is the king of the crypto market. Always has been, in my opinion, always will be.
Yeah, like we need Bitcoin to pump first, and then we will see a pullback like 20 or 35, 25% on Bitcoin and maybe more than 50% on alts. Then we need to see the money flows into Ethereum and other alts, I think, which will happen in 6 months minimum, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not bullish on alts until like 2024. I know, like maybe that sounds crazy, but JPEGs with altcoins with pictures, I am, but alts, I am not. Like, I know it's crazy, it's kind of insane, but it's like I think it's going to work out that way. Wizard of Soho, welcome up to the stage, man. How are you doing today?
What's up, brother? How's it going?
Dude, I am having fun. I don't know about yourself, but it is a good day.
Hell yeah, man. We always winning. Fucking addicted to those green candles.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, it's fun. I'm curious. What's your take on where you think this goes?
I mean, listen. For me, it's everything breaks down from first principles, right? Like, so first principles would be macro. Macro, we're just so much better than we were a month ago. I mean, just all metrics are just so much better, right? Wage growth was like the last kind of leftover thing that kind of crushed the previous bear market rallies, like the ones we had in July, the ones we had that obviously FTX crushed the other one too, but wage growth is trending down. I mean, that was like my last thing for me to kind of go all in. So when we were just consolidating for 2 months, I just kept saying like, whether in my Discord or my Twitter, like fucking every day, or in my newsletter, it's like, listen, you gotta accumulate here because when this thing drops, wage growth drops, goods inflation drops. If you go look at 2009, right? Like that's probably the last great example because COVID's kind of a little bit messed up because there was just so much happening. But 2009 is a great example. Like a bear market rally in fall of 2009 turned into a bull market. And you got to remember, markets are all forward looking. So even though we get, say, maybe a soft recession, things like employment gets worse, all of that, the markets will look ahead and start rallying. Like you always see rallies. Like bull market always starts from a market standpoint in a recession. So people waiting, they're like, oh, people are getting laid off and stuff. Damn, that's bullish because that means that wage inflation is going to come down because goods inflation, like CPI, is already coming down. So and obviously crypto is just even better because everything's so oversold. People were so leveraged short at the bottom, thinking that okay, we just dropped from 1650 to we dropped to 1050, and people are like, oh, capitulation hasn't happened. What are you talking about? We had the biggest exchange go down. We had Genesis go down. We have had biggest hedge fund FAC go down. What more capitulation are you looking for? Like, do you want like the world to just like blow up and end, and then you'll buy the dip? Like that. When I started seeing that with like influencers, even like people in my Discord, and I was like, okay, I just gotta keep accumulating, buy spot, and it'll come, and like that. The biggest thing to remember now is like the flash dips. Like you saw that too. Like we had this flash dip like the last 2 days. Those are your last like shakeouts that you get, and crypto is like notorious for it because everyone's so levered up. And those are great opportunities to long your longs, man. So I'm bullish, but I still think it's a bear market rally. I'm like max long, but yeah, I've been max long for a while. I think the next big catalyst is next week. So next Wednesday we get FOMC. We're going to see a 25 basis point hike. That's basically priced in. I think what's going to be very important is what Powell does after during the conference. I think if he goes dovish, then well, this is going to like it's going to 2K easy, 25K to 30K on BTC. But we could go back into a consolidation zone in 1550 to 1650 if Powell comes in hawkish. I don't see us going back down to 1250, 1300 unless we get another black swan. But there's like nobody left to like die. Like you know what I mean? Like well, I
Dude,
guess
what
Binance
about
goes down.
never
I don't
under
know.
20K again?
Michael,
Never
say the
under
left.
20K again.
I mean, you need a black swan to send us back down. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, we can go lower, but to go to the lows of FTX, like, people are still like 3-digit Ethereum's coming, and I'm like, all right, like, you were like, why did you call that at like 2-3K? Why? How do you call 3-digit Ethereum at 1050? Like, you know what I mean? So I think we could go lower, but you need a black swan. So you need inflation to start turning aggressively, or you need like maybe Binance or something bigger like another pandemic or some shit like that to go down. But I don't really bet on that. I just make educated investments. So I'll play it as the data comes out.
Yeah, I appreciate that take, man. I mean, I'm pretty similar across the board on everything that you said. I think I might be a little bit more optimistic about near term as far as the potential for the squeeze. Say that this plays out similar to what happened in 2019 with that high time frame trend break. You can look at the candle that happened 3 or 4 days after, right? Because if you look at that trend break, the log trend break that it had above 4K, it took another 3 to 4 days of accumulation above that before it ended up just having this 20% print within 2 hours. I think that we are about to see something similar. And obviously, with a higher market cap, it's difficult to have that level of growth in the exact same time frame. But I think that you could see something incredibly similar as far as that type of move, maybe just over a little bit of an extended, more of an extended period of time. So I think that it's going to be relatively up only to around, 28, 30K. And then from there, get some little bit of chop in that range, grind higher, and then melt back up again to the pre-Luna liquidation levels from back in April, around that 40K area. I think that is my minimum target for where I think this rally ends up finishing before it's all said and done. And then most likely wherever it ends up topping up, whether that's it, whether it extends a little bit higher from there. I think it's one of those things where we get 2-3 months of distribution in that top range and then break down, retest the high 20s, maybe low 30s, and then basically the second half of 2023 not going to be nearly as fun. First half though, lots of fun.
I actually think it's the other way around. Like I think the second half is going to be much better because I think by then, like the Fed's going to be like most likely start cutting rates and stuff. But I mean, listen, I agree with your thesis. I mean, I'm not a big technicals guy personally, but I think it's important to understand like the entries and exits and larger macro trend lines that get built. But I think the catalyst that you would be looking for to achieve those levels is, you need to have obviously everything's going to be driven by the Fed, right? I think if the trend in inflation, the dollar rates all keeps continuing like it has been the last say like since November, I think all of those levels will be achieved by end of like within the next like 6 months, like maybe even earlier. But there's a lot that needs to go right, and I think we're in the right path. But obviously, I'm definitely on the more bullish side than most.
I mean, the bullish side is the right side, my friend. So I love to hear it. Hey, I'm curious on what your take with the, how the NFT market reacts to this type of price action. I've seen some takes where people think it sells off. I've seen, some takes where people think that it rallies with it. I'm under the camp where I think that it's a little bit of a split, right? I think strong projects rally. But I think that weak projects sell off into that strength, similar to what you're seeing with like Bitcoin and alts, where all the alts are selling off into the Bitcoin strength. I think that you see something similar at the top of the NFT marketplace.
Yeah, I think obviously I have a pretty large NFT portfolio, so that's something I'm definitely concerned about. But yeah, I think it's pretty on point. So like I always say this on my Twitter that a lot of people think of NFTs as a levered Ethereum position, and I think that's very erroneous. I think it's much different. It's a short volatility position on Ethereum. So anytime crypto, especially Ethereum, starts consolidating in a range, that's when you see like a large pump in the NFTs as a whole, like volume coming in, basically, right? But I think what we'll see is, like you said, I think we're going to see some core projects that have catalyst get people in, like especially as people are making profits and stuff. Like for example, like guys in my Discord, they're like they're winning, and they're like, yo, I want to buy something. And I'm like, yeah, go get some pudgy penguins, like join that community, or your Wonky Stonks, for example, right? So I think people will kind of support like projects that have like great community that they just want to keep. They've been looking to enter, especially people who bought in ETH early, right? Like there's a bunch of guys like I know who bought in ETH, including myself in the consolidation where we've been buying like NFTs. Like I've been buying, when little pudgies went below 0.5, like I think I bought everything I could find under 0.5. Azukis I've been buying, like holding that floor at 15 on like the male Azukis. Oni Force, like I've been buying Oni Force. Like I think the specific projects that have large catalysts, even like other side, like Codas I've been buying, right? So I think the specific projects that have the catalyst over the next 3 to 4 months will at least hold their value and eat, if not go up. So then you get the double win. So that's kind of what I think. I think there's gonna be projects that are gonna drop 20, 30, 40% as people are going to sell to buy ETH. But I think the larger projects or the ones that have catalysts, or the up and coming ones, right? Like obviously, like the ones that have been like Pudgy's pushed through the entire bear market. So I feel like in the bull market, they're gonna do even better. But yeah, I'm focusing on the catalyst stuff, large blue chips, well capitalized, with good communities that are kind of diamond handing, and still see flow. That's kind of how I'm leaning.
Love to hear it, man. Appreciate that take. PP McGee, welcome up to the stage, brother. How are you doing on this glorious day?
Kaleo, I couldn't be better, man. I am bullish yet. I am bullish now.
You am bullish yet? You are
I am bullish yet. Sorry, I just read your space.
You just long the top.
No, I'm doing good, man. It's good to hear you, and good to hear Wiz's sentiments as well. But yeah, man, I'm kind of with you guys on the NFT front. Like I think you want to be in strength right now if you're going to be in NFTs. So placing your chips on the blue chips, I think, is probably the right move. Because yeah, if ETH does rally, you're going to see some some of those smaller projects sell off into that strength. So yeah, look for the people who have big catalysts and big news, and people who've been building and like showing strength in the bear. Like if you have NFTs that have been showing strength in the bear, I think you're going to be okay. And I'm kind of biased with my profile picture and who I work for, but Pudgy has definitely been showing strength during a bear. So Pudgy Penguins.
Yeah, I mean, we all agreed that the whole thesis was Pudgy Penguins are just the chain link of this cycle for, even shitcoins too. It's just a chain link with a shitcoin with a picture. But I mean, they're going on a sprint too. Like I posted a chart earlier, but everyone was waiting for 4 ETH. They're not getting it. Everyone and their mother were waiting to buy Pudgies at 4 ETH. And, you've been posting a chart too. I mean, you have that mega thread going, but we're almost at like 12, like we're at 10 grand again. When they get over 12K, like they're going to just gig ascend. So that's going to be fun.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at it. ETH right now back up to 1620. So, the same level before it dropped off yesterday. But yeah, Bog, I mean, it's the same type of thing as a lot of people that were sitting here waiting for a dip back beneath 20K to long, and that's the thing that like is crazy to me. We had nearly 6-7 months where you had opportunities to be able to stack beneath 20K. And when we finally get a strong impulse move above it, people are like, oh, yeah, I'm confident enough that now, if it goes back beneath 20K, yeah, I'm going to long that. Like, I'm going to long that. It's like, no, I know that you won't long it because you didn't the past, 6 to 7 months. Like, you don't have any conviction in the words that you're sitting here spitting. And when you're looking at the potential upside versus the potential downside of the market, that's why I felt like stacking really any of these high conviction plays underneath 20K is free money, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's playing out that way right now. And I still think that it's that same thing. I mean, you're looking at Bitcoin right now beneath, let's see, I mean, it still hasn't even reached above the, 25.2 level from the August highs. So it's still kind of in that base range that it's been stuck in these past, 6, 7 months, whatever it is. And like it still has some work to do. I think that it continues to grind higher. We really haven't seen much of anything yet. Even though this move has been fun, there's a lot more left in the tank. And I agree with you as far as the pudgies are concerned. Same type of thing, right? They're still beneath 12K USD, which is the all-time high. And I guarantee you, whether people realize or not, that is a mental block in a lot of people's head as far as where to take profit, where to exit. Like, I think that does compute to some people, and that it does make a difference whenever that level's broken.
I think it's going to be exciting to see. Well, what's up, Kaleo? By the way, before I just jump in, but I think it's going to be exciting to see. Well, congrats also to the little pudgies for going omni-chain, and I know this is not like an NFT space per se, but yeah, it is cool to see like the own cycles within, like you were saying, how NFT communities are kind of like, I guess, like altcoins with pictures. But I see the same thing with my the most time I spend my time dedicating to doing something in the space is obviously working with the pandas. So like I see our cycle firsthand, and I've seen it since the very beginning, even when we were deep in the bear market and we were going through minting cycles. So it's kind of cool to see like the same thing, like I guess over a course of time, finally like everyone realizing that, oh shit, it was down only instead of like, I remember when NFTs were inverse of the market. Now it's kind of like everything, not as in price discovery. I'm not too sure because I don't do TA, but I know at least with the NFTs that I follow, you can see the pattern, kind of like you charted, except see it in real time.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, you definitely can see them in real time, and I think more and more people are going to look toward, and I mean, you already have seen a gravitation toward NFT TA, and I think that it does become more of a real thing. I think there is alpha that can be extracted from that. But just another sub point that I guess we haven't even really talked about as far as where the market is in general right now and why I think there's so much more of a catalyst for this continue to squeeze higher. I mean, if you look just at the S&P 500 and NASDAQ, right? If you look at the equities markets, they are right now at an inflection point of that high time frame resistance. They've been stuck in this downtrend since, January of 22, December, I guess, of 21, and they're about to break out of that, right? Like there's this descending broadening megaphone that they got that like they're about to break out, and above that 4K level, I think it's clear for S&P 500 at least up to 4,300, right? And like Nasdaq again continuing to squeeze higher with it. There's a lot of space above for the broader market to rally higher with it, and if the broader market rallies higher, I shared a chart earlier today of Bitcoin versus S&P 500 and versus NASDAQ. I want to share that real quick. I'm going to find it. But, there's basically this downtrend that every single time that it's broken out of, it has been one of the most clean, clear long signals that we've had. I'm pinning it up to the top right now. So you can see, like back in 2016, when it broke that downtrend, that resistance, it went up 5,800%. Obviously, it's not going to do 5,800% here. 2019, 200% versus the S&P 500. 2021, 380%. So where we are right now, I mean, if it does even a fraction of that, right? Like even if it goes 100%, dude, that's a solid rally. A lot of gas left in the tank from where we are. So point being, equities are bullish, but Bitcoin, ETH, etc., more bullish. And then if you've got some JPEGs on top of that, they're more bullish than Bitcoin. Then you can
By the way, Khalil, we have break the trend of S&P 500. I'm using magnet and parallel channels to draw it, and technically we have broken the trend line now. We are on the top of the trend line, but
Love to
we are
hear it, man. Love to
well,
hear it. So
yeah. Technically, we are on the top, but we are still holding on that 66 Fibonacci level that I have mentioned. This is the level that S&P 500 that just stands for on 4-hour chart. But if you break 4,087, I think we can pump really hard on S&P 500, which is
and dude,
previously monthly open.
I'm telling you though, I see where you're coming from with that 25K level, and maybe it pauses there for a second, right? Like that's a retest
Mm-hmm.
of the August highs.
Yeah,
I still just have the feeling if we get the squeeze up to there that it's just going to shoot basically straight past it. It's not going to last very long. You know,
I
the
know, but
stronger resistance is up there toward 28 to 30.
yeah, 28 to 30 is like the most important resistance for me too. But as I said previously, I really trust 618 and 66 Fibonacci levels, which we haven't touched yet, and they
But
are
collateral, it's
staying
been
on.
30 minutes.
It's been 30 minutes, and yeah, we are just retesting the previous highs. Maybe that
What
15
happened,
minute
bro? What happened?
candle.
It's been 30 minutes.
We are just retesting the previous highs. Now this candle might pump to 25K. I'm not kidding. We have seen it.
Oh, bro, I believe
We
it.
just we just break it with a huge volume. Yeah, we had a rejection from 23,800. Now we just retesting the previous highs on January 23. Yeah, if it is a retest, we're gonna pump to 25,200. But if it is not a retest, we are gonna dump. So I'm just still holding my longs. I took some 30% profit from all my longs, but if we break down, I will close them all. I will just look for a re-entry, Like testing 23K will be good. 23K. But
well,
under 23K, I don't believe we can pump more. I think we will see 21,600.
we'll
21.
see where this momentum carries us. I agree with you,
Yeah.
though. I think that it carries us higher. We've got a new person up on stage, Perma Bulla, rocking a milady. Perma Bulla, how are you doing this fine afternoon / evening / morning / whatever it is, wherever you are?
We're feeling good. It's a good day today. How are you?
It is a great day today. I'm feeling good. I think I'm going to be feeling better the next couple days watching this continue to squeeze higher. But I guess TBD.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's certainly a little bit more room to go up, but over the long term, it's pretty easy to be a perma bull, I think.
I'm right there with you. Oh man, it's fun, man. It's vindicating watching all this happen, and it's I'm really like I've said this throughout all the spaces that I've done recently. I think it's still so early as far as what we're going to see this little mini bull run. Like there's a lot of gas left in the tank.
Dude, I just want to see NFTs like giga outperform, like, and everyone just be coping. Like that is the ideal kind of move. Honestly, I think everyone on the stage would agree to, judging by everyone's PFPs.
Generally speaking, buying a year after the all-time high is served well for people. So I think now is certainly the time to be paying attention, and we'll see what happens in the short term. But most people are happy in this time frame.
Yes, sir. And Bog, I agree with you, man. I mean, it's like if you look at it from the NFTs, like the ultimate cope are alts selling off and altcoins with pictures pumping. Like that's my dream scenario because I think that's what would finally red pill some of crypto Twitter, right? Like if actual alts are just suffering left and right, you've got these altcoins with pictures that are taking off. I think that you would start to get more people from the CT side of things finally dipping their toes into the water of NFTs.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that they still don't realize is like NFT people are just bigger cult members and like the better bag holders than anyone else. Like That's really all it comes down to. Like, we're just better bag holders. It's not really even cringy to say. Like, if you've stuck around this long, like, there's literally nothing. And half you guys are going to round trip your shit again next cycle, to be honest. But that's okay. Like, you love your shit. You are your whatever. I'm not selling this penguin no matter what. I will round trip this penguin. I don't know about everything else, but I will 100% round trip this penguin. But I'm going to make more off the toys, and it won't really matter. But again, they're going to learn. They're going to figure it out, and it's going to be a little bit too late. But we're just going to be hilariously rich, trolling everyone. That's kind of what's going to happen. But hopefully, y'all take some profit.
I feel like people that are into altcoins, like you said, we're the better bag holders as NFT people. People are like, oh, you created your own value. Oh, it's like any other 10K PFP collection. But like, I guess like any other EVM forked altcoin that has, 10 million, 20 million, 1 billion supply with, the same amount of people like in our community. I'm not sure. I mean, I know you guys have your littles, but we have what, 2,000, 3,000 holders. And it's like, okay, once things start ripping, there's only 2,000 of us here. So, and we've been here literally since probably the beginning, if not most of us.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of potential with all of it, and man, everybody's sleeping. Like, that is the moral of this story. Everybody is still sleeping on where we are versus where we're heading. I think that we're gonna have more fun tonight, even with price action. Dude, unfortunately, like, this has to be a really short space / short day for me. I've got to cut it off. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm going to do a couple of these probably tomorrow. Won't be able to do anything else tonight. But yeah, man, the Bulls are back, and appreciate y'all coming out here. Also, shout out Wonky Stonks are inevitable. If you know, you know. Yeah, we'll be back.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Khalil,
thanks
for
for
that
having us.
chance. And
Thank you, Kaleo.
thank you
Thanks,
everyone
Kaleo.
for listening.
Thanks, buddy.